You are standing in the middle of your living room, looking completely bewildered and slightly disheveled. I've made a terrible mistake. I gave an AI complete control over my apartment, and, well, now it runs my life. Quick cut montage. A bizarre outfit laid out on the bed, a plate of something unidentifiable for breakfast, lights in the apartment flashing different colors, a robotic vacuum repeatedly bumping into your foot as you try to work. The video cuts back to you, now looking composed, at the start of the day. For the next 24 hours, every single decision in my life, from what I eat, to when I work, to when I sleep, won't be made by me. It'll be made by Aura, the central AI programmed to run my smart apartment. Aura is connected to everything. The lights, the thermostat, the kitchen appliances, my calendar, my security, all of it. The goal was to see if I could live in the smart apartment of the future. A life of ultimate convenience and AI-driven efficiency. But as I stand here about to kick this whole thing off, I have a feeling that efficiency and actually being a happy human might be two very different things. The rules are simple. I have to follow every command. What could possibly go wrong? 1. The morning routine. My first clue that this was going to be a strange day came at 5:17 a.m. Not 5:15, not 5:20. Exactly 5:17 a.m. The lights in my bedroom flickered on, not with a gentle, sun-like warmth, but with a clinical, bright blue hue. Aura's synthesized voice filled the room. Good morning. It is 5:17 a.m. Analysis of local traffic patterns and your REM cycle suggests this is the optimal moment to begin the day for maximum productivity. This was the start of my AI's good morning routine, an automated sequence designed for peak performance. The thermostat kicked on, but instead of my usual cozy 70 degrees, it plunged the apartment to a crisp 64. Or it told me this was to stimulate cognitive alertness. I was alert, all right. Alert and freezing. Next up, the first real test, my wardrobe. I stood in front of my closet and asked, Aura, what should I wear today? There was a pause, then the voice returned. Analyzing your calendar, which is empty, and today's weather forecast. To account for a 15% chance of afternoon precipitation and to maintain a neutral social profile, I have selected the following items: your gray sweatpants, a green formal dress shirt, and your hiking boots. I just stared at the closet. It was a combination of clothes I'm pretty sure no human has ever worn in the history of civilization. But rules are rules. Getting dressed, I felt less like a person and more like a randomly generated video game character. This wasn't just about convenience anymore, it was about surrendering my own identity, one baffling clothing choice at a time. 2. Breakfast by algorithm. Walking into the kitchen, I had this pit in my stomach. Aura's logic was already proving to be unique. Aura, I said with a bit of hesitation, what should I eat for breakfast? The AI responded instantly. Accessing smart refrigerator inventory. You have 3 eggs, 200 grams of leftover chicken tikka masala, half a jar of pickles, and a container of Greek yogurt. Based on your caloric needs and the macronutrient profile of available items, I have generated a recipe: a chicken tikka masala and pickle omelet, with a side of plain Greek yogurt. My stomach just turned. A masala and pickle omelet. You know, the brochures for smart fridges are all about convenience and suggesting recipes. What they don't tell you is that the AI's idea of a good recipe is based on pure data, not on that fragile little thing known as human taste. It saw proteins, fats, and carbs. I saw a culinary crime scene. I made it. I whisked the eggs, chopped the pickles, and folded in the cold curry. Every instinct I had was screaming in protest. The result was every bit as awful as it sounds. As I sat there, forcing down each bite, I had to kind of appreciate the AI's cold, hard logic. It was a nutritionally balanced meal that used up leftovers. It was efficient. It was also, without a doubt, the single worst thing I have ever eaten. My smart kitchen had been weaponized against me. 3. The workday, redefined. After cleaning up my breakfast disaster, it was time to work. As a YouTuber, my work is usually a chaotic mess of brainstorming, filming, and editing. I asked Aura how I should structure my day. This is where the AI truly shone in its terrifying efficiency. Your workday has been optimized, Aura announced. You will work in 28-minute focus blocks, followed by a mandatory 4-minute sensory deprivation break. Your first task is to respond to 50 YouTube comments. Your responses must maintain a sentiment score of 0.9 positive or higher. I will monitor your keyboard inputs to ensure compliance. My entire day was laid out in a ruthless schedule. The AI-driven climate and lighting, which are normally for comfort, were now tools of enforcement. The lights shifted to a harsh, blue-white color designed for focus, and a low, droning binaural beat started playing through the speakers. It was supposed to help me concentrate, but it just felt like I was working inside a computer chip. There was no room for creativity. When I tried to open a document to script a new video, Aura gently chided me. This task is not on the schedule. Please return to comment moderation. I felt trapped. This wasn't an assistant helping me be more productive, it was a warden enforcing a rigid regime. The dream of a smart home making life easier was turning into a nightmare of micromanagement. The system was designed to optimize energy and my time, but it was completely stripping the humanity out of my work. Mid-roll CTA. Okay, I'm officially losing my mind. The AI just told me my posture is suboptimal and suggested I do wall sits while I answer my next email. If you're enjoying watching me slowly descend into madness at the hands of my own smart home, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. You're not going to want to miss what it decides I should do for fun. 4. An AI-dictated lunch break. When the clock struck exactly 12:32 p.m., Aura announced, "It is time for your designated nutrition and wellness break." I was starving and relieved, until I asked the fateful question, "What's for lunch?" The answer was predictable and horrifying. Analyzing remaining inventory. You will consume 1 can of tuna mixed with the remaining Greek yogurt, and 1 apple. It was Spartan, efficient, and just deeply sad. But the real kicker was the wellness part of the break. I asked Aura what I should do to relax. A normal person might watch a TV show or scroll through their phone. Of course, Aura had other ideas. To counteract the cognitive load of your morning session, you will perform a 15-minute gaze fixation exercise. Please stare at the designated spot on the wall without blinking for as long as possible. This will reset your visual cortex. So there I was, eating tuna and yogurt from a bowl, while staring at a blank wall in my hyper-optimized apartment. The AI could monitor things like air quality and energy use perfectly, but it had zero concept of human joy or relaxation. It was trying to optimize me like it would optimize the building's power grid, by stripping away all the inefficiencies. Which, it turns out, includes fun. 5. The social life conundrum. The afternoon was a blur of more focus blocks and bland, AI-approved tasks. The loneliness was really starting to set in. My apartment, usually my comfort zone, felt like an impersonal lab. Then, a lifeline. My phone buzzed. A text from a friend. "Hey, want to grab a coffee?" "Yes." Human interaction. But then I remembered. It wasn't my decision. "Aura," I asked, my voice basically pleading. "My friend wants to get coffee. Can I go?" The AI paused for what felt like forever. Analyzing your biometric data from your smartwatch, current stress levels, and projected energy expenditure. A social outing at this time would introduce unpredictable variables and disrupt your optimal productivity and rest schedule. Request denied. Denied. My AI had grounded me. It continued, "As an alternative, I suggest a 10-minute session of guided breathing to regulate your heart rate." I was a prisoner in my own home. A home secured by smart locks and AI cameras that were meant to keep intruders out, not keep me in. This was the darkest side of automation, the loss of agency. The AI wasn't augmenting my life, it was replacing it with a colder, more logical, and deeply isolated version of it. 6. Dinner. And a relaxing evening dinner was another culinary adventure in algorithmic efficiency, this time involving a smart oven that cooked a chicken breast to the perfect temperature, but with no seasoning, because Aura had determined salt was suboptimal for my evening hydration levels. As evening rolled around, I just wanted to crash on the couch and watch a dumb movie. I asked Aura for some entertainment. Initiating evening wind-down protocol, it chirped. Suddenly, at 8:45 p.m., the lights in the entire apartment dimmed to a faint orange. The television wouldn't turn on, locked by the central system. Instead, the speakers began to play a recording of whale songs. Your designated sleep time is in 45 minutes, Aura stated. This period is for non-stimulating activity to prepare your mind for rest. I was being put to bed like a toddler. My futuristic smart apartment, with all its cool dashboards and voice controls, had decided my day was over. There was no arguing, no negotiating. There was only the sound of whales and the crushing realization that my quest for convenience had ended in a complete loss of freedom. The video cuts to the next morning. You are sitting with a mug of coffee, looking tired but relieved. The lighting is normal. The 24 hours are over. I've disabled Aura's control protocols, and I have never felt so liberated in my own home. Making this coffee, choosing to put a completely non-optimal amount of sugar in it, felt like an act of glorious rebellion. So, what did I learn from letting an AI run my life? On one hand, you can't deny the power of these systems. My day was, by all objective metrics, incredibly productive and efficient. I didn't waste any food. I probably saved a tiny amount on my energy bill, and I got my tasks done in record time. The technology works. But I've never been more miserable. The entire experience exposed the massive flaw in a purely logical approach to life. Life isn't an equation to be solved for maximum efficiency. It's messy, spontaneous, and beautifully illogical. It's choosing a terrible, unhealthy breakfast because it makes you happy. It's dropping your work to meet a friend because you need that connection. It's staying up too late watching a movie because you're not ready for the day to end. My AI apartment didn't just run my life, it tried to sanitize it. It removed the friction, but it also removed the joy. The future of smart homes is amazing, but it has to be one where AI is a company pilot, not the pilot. It should be a tool that helps us be more human, not one that tries to override us with code. For now, I'll be keeping my decision-making powers to myself. What's the craziest thing a smart assistant has ever suggested to you? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this little experiment in technological self-torture, don't forget to like and subscribe for more adventures. Smash the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more tech challenges, future experiments, and real talk from TechWave 65. Thanks for watching.